One of Diddy's loudest longtime rivals, Gene Deal, just sent a serious warning straight toward 50 Cent, and it wasn't light at all. He claimed that Diddy, along with some extremely powerful industry figures, is already lining things up behind the scenes to come at 50 hard, and the gears are already turning. Gene Deal pointed out one detail that most people completely missed, but once you see it, it starts to look real suspicious. This all popped up from what looked like a random Instagram comment. But after digging into it, the claim actually checked out. I went and looked myself, and it's true. Ja Rule and 50 Cent's first child's mother are now following each other online.
Take your phone. I want to get your take on this.
Big brother G. Tell Fifth that Ja Rule and his first baby mama started following each other on IG an hour ago. Prepare for the worst. Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Roc Nation, Desiree Perez are out to get him out of the paint. Alert.
This is the same person who's been publicly clashing with 50 for years. Non-stop drama, non-stop tension, and always trying to keep pressure on him for nearly 2 decades straight. That baby mama now feels empowered, like she finally has momentum, and she believes this might be the moment to take down 50 Cent for good. At the same time, Ja Rule has been on a full-blown scavenger hunt, hunting down every accusation ever tied to 50 and trying to link up with anyone who's ever spoken out. So Ja Rule, following 50's baby mama right now, and her following back, is not some innocent move or random social media glitch at all. This looks calculated, strategic, and messy. Ja Rule even tweeted, "Keep the info coming. 50 Cent victims deserve to be heard, and they will," making it clear he's digging deep and not stopping. Whatever Ja Rule believes he uncovered clearly gave him confidence to post statements like, "Curtis called out Diddy for being an abuser. Now I'm calling out 50 Cent for being one. What's the problem? Good morning. Let's not be selective with our outrage." He even added, "I know what you did last summer," sending direct pressure toward 50 and making the tension impossible to ignore. It's clear Ja Rule believes he has some kind of information on 50 Cent that he plans to release soon, and the way he's moving makes that obvious. Whatever he thinks he found, he's clearly rushing to gather more details, and if it's solid, this won't be a solo mission at all. Let's be real, 50 has made plenty of enemies over the years, especially with Diddy, and that situation changed everything. I support 50 exposing Diddy, just to be clear. I'm not saying 50 did anything wrong here, but once you start backing projects that expose alleged perpetrators and predators, powerful people get nervous and they start moving funny. That's why Ja Rule taking this angle feels different this time, like he thinks he found something serious. Again, he keeps pushing the line of, let's not be selective with our outrage for abusers, and he's been resharing past accusations connected to 50 online. He even wrote, "I think I'm gonna start doing docs. There's a lot to unpack here," allegedly, while posting articles where women accuse 50 of abuse. If I'm 50, I'm getting ahead of this fast and talking to lawyers immediately. Once a documentary drops, it's not about truth anymore. It's about packaging and perception. And if Ja Rule brings in a baby mama who's already made serious accusations, this situation could get real messy, real quick. Let me give you a glimpse of what a potential surviving 50 Cent style documentary could look like, because this part gets heavy fast. This involves Shaniqua Tompkins, who is known as 50 Cent's first child's mother, and she has already gone on record before. She once did a brief Instagram live that didn't get much attention at the time, but during that stream, she laid out some extremely serious allegations that shocked anyone who actually listened.
In his career?
Because he was abusive. Well, he still is abusive. I'm just not in his presence, but he's abusive. Emotionally, physically, he's abusive. And the last straw for me was he hit me in front of my daughter. And I said, as a mother, if I allowed her to see him hit me and stay with him, what example am I setting for my daughter? And that's when that was it for me. It was that and another incident with Marquise So it was two incidents, but it was kind of close. And there was another incident when Marquise, Yale, and Banks used to have an apartment they used to share in Manhattan. And I went to pick 50 up from there. So Marquise told me that I guess like he had a girl there, like, you know, a girl that, he just told me something. So him and I got into an argument. He beat the mess out of me and then told Marquise, see, it's your fault. I had to whoop your mother's ass. First time he ever hit me, to be honest, was, I'm going to talk about this. This is a lot of cathartic moments and stuff, but the first time, I don't even think I've told you this. I think the first time he hit me, the first time he hit me, I was pregnant with Marquise. Belly out to here.
She described alleged incidents of abuse that she claims happened while children were present, which made the situation sound even more disturbing. What stood out the most was how similar her claims sounded to allegations that have also surrounded Diddy in other public cases. The overlap in accusations is what makes people pause, especially when arson claims and a house fire story are brought up in connection to her past statements, which many see as the wildest part of this entire saga.
Boy, it's not.
So I'm gonna ask one question, right? I'm not gonna get to that fiend. We're gonna do that fiend on the next one, Diddy situation.
Okay.
Somebody wants to know in the chat, did he, because you put up the post on your story about that fiend saying that he sexually abused her.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience anything like that, or was it just basically physical stuff or fighting and back and forth?
You know, I have experienced sexual abuse, yes. Which, when it sounds odd for women, because it's like, it was no Me Too movement. You know, from our culture, it's like, how could your boyfriend you or sexually assault you? Because no means no. No means no. I don't care if you get a girl butt naked and she says no, that means no. So, yes, I have. And I don't know within me, I don't know if it's this Black girl strength that for some reason it's easier to talk about that, the physical part of the abuse. That's easier for some reason than to talk about the sexual. I don't know why. And that's something that I have to probably work through and maybe just try to like understand. But yeah.
Well, why you never reported it though? People might want to ask, well, you got sexually abuse, you got physically abuse. Why you never said nothing?
I did say something. I've always said something. If anybody ever listened, I have court testimony where I'm saying he's abusive. I have order of protections in the courts where I'm listing some of the abuse. So this is documented. Maybe IG world don't know. Maybe, you know, the fans don't know, but no, it's documented.
She also alleged physical abuse and made additional serious claims about events she says happened without her consent back in 2008. According to public court records from that time, a judge approved a temporary protection order in her favor. As part of that order, 50 Cent was instructed to surrender any firearms he may have possessed while the order was active. An article from that period stated that the U.S. rapper was ordered by a judge to comply after his former partner requested the temporary restraining order, adding another official layer to an already explosive situation. A lawyer speaking for 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson, said they planned to contest the order and made it clear that 50 did not own guns or have access to any at that time. The attorney reportedly stated, "To my knowledge, he has no guns," pushing back hard against the claims tied to the court order. The order itself barred 50 from contacting Shaniqua Tompkins, the mother of his young son, without direct court approval, adding even more tension to an already heated situation. According to lawyers, the two had already been locked in a bitter legal battle over money, and things were far from friendly. Tompkins argued she was entitled to half of 50's estate based on an alleged verbal agreement, and this is the part that made many people start questioning her credibility at the time. She was his girlfriend, not his wife, yet she went to court claiming he promised her half, which immediately raised eyebrows everywhere.
We got into a fight that Monday at my lawyer's office. I have a police report. He threatened me. He tried to hit me, but I ran. He threatened me. He said he was going to have someone come do something. He said, and watch how I get down. He said it. And that Friday, I do believe that was Monday. That Friday, I had to do my deposition. I was taking my piece to school. A Magnum car was following me. I don't know if you remember the Dodge Magnums, and everybody knew back then all of G Unit members rode Dodge Magnums. Was following me to Marquise to school. I ditched the car, drove to Queens and drove to my grandma's house. Mia was already in school. I get to the courthouse. I do my deposition. I come back outside. It was a guy following me, trying to intimidate me to the point where my lawyer was so worried that she would just please be careful. So he was trying to kick me out the house, and he couldn't get me out the house. And that's another thing where he says, like, oh, he went to Suffolk County. They gave me an eviction, but I took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court allowed me to stay, so he couldn't get me out the house at the time. And then his lawyer and I have in my deposition papers, which once I started doing my YouTube channel, I could be able to side by side and bring up stuff. His lawyer actually asked me where was my evidence, and that was the first part of the house to burn down. I don't think that was a coincidence.
Right. Who's on the house at the time when it got set on fire?
That's another thing. He tried to create the narrative. It was me, my boyfriend. No man lived with me in that house. And I will repeat, no man lived with me in that house. No man, except for Marquise, and he wasn't a man at the time. He was a child. It was me, my daughter, Marquise, a family friend, and she had gotten into an argument with her husband. So it was her and her son and my youngest sister. My mom had passed away, so I had custody of my youngest sister.
How old was your children?
He's probably about 12. Mia probably about maybe 16, 17.
Because of that, critics said the restraining order and other filings were really about money, not safety, and that narrative spread fast. This is where things get complicated though, because she later explained her side of the story. She reportedly had possession of 50's $2.4 million Long Island home, and when he tried to evict her, the court stepped in. The New York Supreme Court ruled she could stay, flipping the situation again and keeping this legal mess alive. Things get even darker here, because she had 50 Cent's son living in that Long Island house when it mysteriously burned down. And that's where the story really spirals. According to her claims, she believes 50 would rather see the house destroyed than let her keep it, which is an explosive accusation all by itself. She went even further, alleging that 50 actually tried to kill them, which is an extreme claim that immediately raises alarms.
Do you think it was a move to try to scare you or try to get rid of you? Deep down, what do you think the motive was behind to really get rid of you or to scare you out of the house, honestly speaking?
I think it was to kill us. Because the time, it wasn't like it happened when the kids were in school, maybe I was there by myself, or it happened the hours you're sleeping. No one's up. It was still dark outside, to the point where when I heard the glass shatter, because what happened was Marquise was sick that day. Even though I was going to take him to school, like I said, the car was following me, but he was sick. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ditch this car. I don't feel safe taking him to school, but I'm going to take him to my grandma's house. So Marquise was sick that day. I could not sleep. And that's why I said, I don't want to get all holy roll on everybody, but that's when I say, if you don't know God is real, I feel sorry for you. Because I could not sleep. At the time, I was sleeping downstairs in the guest room. Everyone else was upstairs. I waited Like I said, a close family friend, her husband, and they got into an argument. So I waited for her, or I slept on the couch in the family room. I brought her in the house, set her upstairs, and I stayed in the guest room downstairs. I could not sleep. I kept waking up. And so I said, you know what? I said, Marquise, I said, let me go check on him, because Marquise had a habit of throwing up in his sleep. So I said, you know what? Let me check on him. I'm just going to just check on him. And then I ended up getting into bed with him. I said, let me just keep, because he was kept coughing. So I was like, you know what? I get scared he's going to throw up in his sleep, and choke. Marquise's coughing kept me from being in a deep sleep, but I still was concerned about what was going on. Like I said, people were following, they were at the courthouse, so I was concerned. But I couldn't quite get into a deep sleep. So Marquise's bedroom was in front of the house. So once I heard the glass shatter, I went to the front of the house, and it was pitch dark. I couldn't see anything. So just in that second, I came from Marquise's room to the top of the stairs. I went down maybe 3 steps, and the flames just shot up to the ceiling. It was just, we couldn't even make it downstairs.
So you're the first person that's seen the fire. What I'm getting from this, right?
I heard the glass shatter. So my daughter said, so she said she thought I broke something, because all she heard was me cursing. But for some reason, I was so enraged. I was like, this motherfucker. This motherfucker sent somebody to burn the house down. So my daughter said she just heard glass and me cursing. So she just assumed that I dropped the glass or something. And I just kicked into action. I just got everybody out their rooms.
50, on his side, has always maintained his innocence and denied any involvement, but she has repeatedly told her version of the house fire story, and it's one of the wildest narratives out there. Here's where things get complicated though. 50's son, Marquise Jackson, was living in that home at the time, which makes a lot of people pause. Given the benefit of the doubt, it's hard for many to believe someone would want to burn down a house where their own child lives. But according to Shaniqua Tompkins, she believes the fire was intentional and meant to cause harm. She claimed the house was occupied by herself, her son, a family friend, her sister, and several minors at the time. She alleged the fire happened in the middle of the night while everyone was asleep, either directly or through someone else, and said she believes the timing was chosen to cause maximum danger.
We had like a little bonus room upstairs, like we had like a couch and a television and stuff. We couldn't go that way, so then we go to my sister's bedroom. So my sister's bedroom had like a little awning, like where the backyard and the pool was. So I kicked out the screen so we could jump down to the awning to jump out. So I saw a man there. So I got a little hesitant. I was like, oh my gosh, what if he's coming to finish us off? And it happened to be an off-duty police officer.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so he was already on the phone with 911. He said so later on I found out he saw the smoke, and he was going to get his daughter from, like, I think he said she was at a hotel. You know how they have prom parties at a hotel, and he said the highway, whichever way he takes, it didn't take him that way. He saw the smoke, came up the driveway, and saved our lives.
Y'all got out from the downstairs or the upstairs? From the upstairs window?
We couldn't make it downstairs. I said, like, I got to the 4th step, and the flames engulfed, like it just shot. Like literally, it looked like a movie. Like I can't explain. Like it just like it just went from the floor to the ceiling. So we couldn't make it downstairs.
So what did you do? You jumped out the windows?
Yeah, we jumped out the window out of my sister's. My sister, where her bedroom was towards the back of the house. So she had an awning, like from the sliding door. So we jumped down from her window to the awning to the floor. But the off-duty police officer was there to break our fall.
Which is why this claim remains so disturbing and controversial. For a lot of people who rock with 50 Cent, this whole story gets viewed through a skeptical lens right away, and that's understandable. People start asking, how do we even know 50 was involved? And instinctively, excuses get made to protect the image. I'll be real, my own perception of 50 makes me want to believe he didn't do this at all. I want to believe 50 is level-headed, calculated, and smart enough to never want harm to come to his own child, especially when his son was only 10 years old at the time. That's a heavy line to cross, and it just doesn't sit right for a lot of fans. So naturally, some people suggest it could have been enemies because back then, 50 was beefing with everybody and their crew. But on the other side, she claims she has proof of threats, proof of intent, and proof that this wasn't random at all. She said her story has never changed. Not from the 911 call, not with detectives, not with the media, not once. From day one, she stood firm saying 50 did this, and that consistency is what keeps this story alive.
Listen here, everybody that it said, and Desiree Perez, all them people got dirt under them, bro. You understand? All them people got dirt on their fingernails. Jay-Z got dirt in his fingernails. You understand? Jay-Z was messing with young girls from our block. Tired of them. I'm putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking a side. Desiree, husband, was a former drug dealer that she turned on a whole cartel. All of them got dirt on them. And 50 got they dirt. You understand? 50 gonna know they dirt. Because 50 got investigators, he got people that's in the street. So if they go at him, listen here, I deem him like myself, 10 times the normal man. He gonna do what he gotta do. And the whole thing about it is they trying to retaliate on him for something he did to somebody else. Bruh, first of all, they're gonna try to get his baby mama stories, you know. They're gonna try to get 50 baby mama stories. They're gonna try to get girls that he probably dated, that he had problems and issues with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to do the same thing they probably did to R. Kelly or Puff or whatever like that, and people tell their stories. You understand? But, you know, they trying to retaliate on what he did. Let him go ahead, bruh. Because I think he ready for it. You don't do this shit, and you don't do the stuff that he did or sign on to the stuff that he did with Puff. Unless you got your shit in order. Don't throw no stone if you live in a glass house. Don't throw no stone if you live in a glass house. I believe 50 ready for it. If they come at him any kind of way.
Now let's be honest, I've never seen 50 lose a war before. He moves like a decorated general, always 10 steps ahead, always knowing how to maneuver through chaos. But here's the scary part. If the right people get their hands on stories like this and package them right, imagine a documentary pulling in this baby mama, then another, then others, stacking every allegation into one narrative. That's when things could turn nuclear fast. You can clearly see the end game here, and it explains why Ja Rule has been all over Twitter sounding way too confident, almost like a documentary is already finished and ready to drop on 50 Cent. He's moving like the damage is already done, and that alone has people raising eyebrows. Now here's the good news for 50. He's not standing alone in this at all. Gene Deal publicly said he's riding with 50 and claims he has dirt on people who could be involved in trying to take 50 down. He even named heavy hitters like Jay-Z and Ja Rule as part of that mix and made it clear he's not switching sides no matter how loud this gets. At the end of the day though, let's be honest, the real winners here are the content creators. If this turns into a full-blown surviving documentary war where Ja Rule drops one on 50, then 50 fires back, then Jay-Z responds, and 50 circles back again, this whole thing turns into pure chaos fast. This is getting absurd, and it feels like nobody really knows who comes out clean on the other side. From my perspective, 50 is easily the most creative one in the room, but Jay-Z has deeper resources, which makes this situation unpredictable as hell. So now I want to hear from you. Do you believe these rumors, and do you believe the baby mama when she says she thinks 50 tried to harm her and her son by burning down the house while they were inside? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe to Dripzine for more stories like this. Don't forget to click hype on this video. It's free, and it really helps the channel grow. Thank you for watching and supporting.